Go. Do we just grab it and bring him up here? So I'll keep an eye out for him if I see it. Sorry, I think I'm supposed to put that. I'll keep an eye out
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this afternoon's ceremony. Throughout the ceremony, you will be given cues to rise and be seated at the appropriate times. As a reminder, during the playing of musical honors and our national anthem, military members should stand at attention. During the national anthem, our civilian guests should place their right hand over their heart. We request cellular devices and other electronic devices be silenced at this time. The ceremony will begin shortly. Thank you.
I just saw it. I haven't read it yet, but I just saw it. There you are. It's easy to take with it. Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, the men and women of the United States Air Force, in keeping with one of the oldest traditions in military service, pay special tribute to the Deputy Chief of Staff, Strategy, Integration and Requirements, Headquarters, United States Air Force, Major General David A. Harris, on the occasion of his promotion to Lieutenant General. The presiding official for today's ceremony is the Chief of Staff of the United States Air Force, General David W. Alden. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors, singing of our national anthem by Miss Kristen Moore, and the invocation.
Ready, set. Colors. Halt. Present. Arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home
Chaplain Colonel Paul D. Sutter will now deliver the invocation.
I invite you to please join me in prayer in a manner according to your tradition or custom. Let us pray. Gracious God, we praise you and invite your presence at this ceremony as we join in celebration with General David Harris and his family as he pins on the rank of Lieutenant General. As you honor him with this special trust, also endow him with added strength and wisdom to carry out increased responsibilities and meet any challenges ahead. You have given General Harris many gifts and blessings, family, leaders, peers, and subordinates to share this journey and support him along the way. You have sustained him and protected him in days of difficulty and peril. We are especially grateful for the support of his wife Ashley and their children, Will, Scott, and Delaney. Bless them all at this milestone in his career. Now, O Lord, empower us all to serve you and our nation faithfully. Renew our strength so that all we say and do may reflect your grace and glory. It is in the name above all names that we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, General Alvin.
Good afternoon. I'm going to try as much as I can to stay here at the podium. I'm a walking around talking kind of guy, but I got folks in the back, so I'm going to try and stay grounded here. What a great day. It's good to see everyone here this afternoon. I am so honored to be able to share this ceremony today. I do these things a certain way, ordinarily. I like to be able to celebrate, dig into some of the things that happened during an individual's career and really be able to advocate or to illustrate what they've done and to highlight it for things they may not have done themselves. So I also like to respect the wishes of the honoree. And so when I asked Dave what he wanted, he said, I don't want you to really focus on the career. And I thought, well, I'm not focused on the career, a career that starts at Vandenberg, a little bit of space training before he goes to Randolph to go to undergraduate navigator training, becomes a distinguished graduate, then he goes to Hurlburt, flies the AC-130, which is exceptional, becomes an evaluator pilot. And then he gets selected for a very prestigious Air Force intern program, does very, very well there. And then he goes out to Mildenhall flying the MC-130, super well there. And then after that, he goes to Leavenworth, not the prison, 2 years at a prestigious joint Command General Staff College, followed by SAMS, which is their prestigious advanced school. And then after he gets done with his time at Leavenworth, he goes to Kirtland, become the operations officer and the squadron commander of the mighty 550th Squadron Operations, or Special Operations Squadron. And then after that, they send him to Bragg to be the deputy ops officer for JSOC there, doing some tough work. Send him overseas to go to Djibouti to be the 449th Expeditionary Group commander. And then after he goes there, he'll finally come back, go to the prestigious National War College, and he stays in the DC area to work for US SOCOM and work as the CAPE function, monitoring all the things that the US Special Operations Command does. After that, they decide it's time for him to go out again, very, very data masked, which means he did things he'll never be able to talk about, but did that. And then he was the, at USAFA, he was the Vice Superintendent of the United States Air Force Academy, did some fantastic things there. And then he went back to Hurlburt to be AFSOC in the A5 position. Then he comes to the Pentagon to be where he's now in the A57 and to take it over. But he asked me not to talk about it. And frankly, I'm not. That's the part about it. Because I just gave you the skeleton. I just gave you the chapeau. I just gave you the structure within which there is such rich content. And I loved reading it, and I loved understanding a little bit more about acts of heroism and leadership and bravery and those sort of things that he asked me, he doesn't want to focus on that. So part of me thought, Chief of Staff of the dang Air Force, I talk about what I wanted. But when he told me what he wanted to focus on, I started to get it. And in fact, there's some things that no matter how humble you are, there's some things you can't hide. You can't hide the Distinguished Flying Cross of Valor on his chest. So there's no need in pretending that didn't happen. But just know that in each of those assignments, in each of those accomplishments that were embedded within those, it's an airman that we can all be proud to serve with and admire for his humility as much as for his bravery and courage and heroism and leadership. What he asked me to focus on instead was the family, was the people around him. Really think about what makes him him, and really make it about his wife Ashley, his children Will, Delaney, and Scott, about his father-in-law, an airman, John Thompson, who was instructor pilot at Laughlin Air Force Base, flew in Vietnam. Another war, another time, proudly mine, and his wife Joan. It was about sisters, Vicki, Wendy, Mary. It's about, I understand there's actually some folks from the VFW in Western New York, is that right? There's a group that's part of Friends family. It's about Chief Master Sergeant retired Eric Nielsen and his wife Carmen, Wing Command Chief, that everyone who's been a Wing Commander knows that's a special bond. You learn a lot, you laugh a lot, you cry a lot, and you develop a lot. It's about Air Commodore Mickey Thomas, who's he served with and forged in the fires very recently, serving under General Grishwich over in CENTCOM. It's about all of those people. That's what makes Dave Dave. And so that's what he wanted to focus on. I'd love to interview each of them. I didn't give as much information as I want to because I would go on for days. But when you understand a couple of things about these parts of his life, you understand one, why he's most proud of that, and that's what he wants to amplify and illustrate today. And so, I mean, when you think about Ashley, I know she helps us out when I was here doing the gazebo night. That's about all I got to really see about the depth of who she is. Loves to read. She loves to be involved with Exceptional Family Member Program. Loves to work with foster families. There's a theme there: caring, serving, reaching out. Will was a U.S. Marine Corps squad leader who decided to leverage the GI Bill. Now he's going to Nova CC to become a paramedic. There's a theme there: service, helping others, reaching out. Delaney's finishing up her degree and becoming teaching, caring out, serving. And Scott here is a fantastic athlete in his youth. Still looks pretty youthful to me. Gymnast, cross captain, the lacrosse University of Alabama. Guess what? Young man's joining the Long Blue Line on Tuesday. He's going to come into our Air Force and enlist in our Defender Force Free Security Forces. We can't wait to have you on our Air Force team, on our winning team. Pretty clear theme, right? Family, service, of reaching out, of caring, of giving, and that giving happened throughout his career. There's not much more than a little sacrifice that goes with it. 3 one-year deployments, 13 deployments overall. That's resiliency in action. That's a family that decides service is more important than other things, and you can sacrifice. You can have a loving family, you can grow together, and you can serve your country and be successful in all things. And that's what I see in the Harris family. That's what I see in the larger Harris family, that are the friends, that are the people who have come from long distances to be able to celebrate this. And that's why I'm very, very proud to be here today. So we're here this afternoon, and I thought about one thing, but what is it about Dave that I really most look forward to as he finally pins on the 3rd star he's earned a long time ago. I think one of the things we'll notice is that his prowess as a strategic planner has really come true. I mean, it's no more true than this event right here. Planned for 1600 on a Friday afternoon so that most of the people who live here can leave the Pentagon early and not have to go back to work. Right? I see a lot of people live here in JBAP going. I started to think, however, though, he did do it on Groundhog Day. So my first thought was, ooh, the Bill Murray movie. That would be bad. But I thought, wait a minute. If there was a day to pick to have over and over and over again, maybe there's not many. that would be better than this, to be able to share this and celebrate what this fantastic man, officer has done for our Air Force and is going to do, and share it with his family and friends. So again, that's Dave thinking ahead. That's Dave playing. Dave and I were really worked together for, closely for about the last year. He's been doing the job for which he's now getting promoted for a while. But there's a lot more to do. There's a lot more to do together. And as we look at how we're going to move our Air Force forward, and we are going to move our Air Force forward, we're going to do things that might be slightly uncomfortable, but they're the right things to do. And they'll be complicated. The change is going to be tough. There will be friction. There will be angst. There will be a tie to a culture that may not be befitting of the environment that we're in. But as I watched Dave, even in the past few months, work on getting to the right answers, getting to the right solution, a tremendous amount of empathetic leadership, empathy, understanding the position of the others who might have angst, understanding that there may be a different way of thinking about things. The whole two ears and one mouth, that ratio is there for a reason. Dave can't see it. I have sent him out when the times are getting complicated on some of these issues that we're working on, that we're going to be rolling out some changes in the next couple of weeks. He finds the friction points and he goes and he tries to smooth them out. And when they can't be smoothed out, he's there to understand the first principles remain, and we're doing the very best we can, because those who will come along, we have the best opportunity. Dave's been able to make that happen. I think we're better postured to lean into and start sprinting into some of these changes that we're going to have because of the work that Dave's done. And when I see that, it makes me excited. Him and the rest of the team that we have going forward for what's going to be one of the most challenging, I think, exciting times in our Air Force. And so I think this is overdue. I really wish I could have told you all the other great stuff. I'm feeling a little, remorse in not being able to do that. But I respect Dave and his humility, and I think we understand the quality of the man that we're going to promote here today. It's Friday afternoon. Why don't we go promote this guy? What do you say?
Please rise as General Alden promotes Major General Harris to Lieutenant General.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. Special Order number AAG-035, the President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Air Force, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Major General David A. Harris. In view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Major General Harris is promoted to the grade of Lieutenant General, United States Air Force, effective 5 December 2023, by the order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Please be seated. Lieutenant General Harris's wife, Mrs. Ashley Harris, and his children, Will, Scott, and Delaney, will now pin a third star on his service coat. Please rise as the Vice Chief of Staff of the United States Air Force, General James C. Slick, administers the officer's oath to Lieutenant General Harris.
Having been appointed Lieutenant General in the United States Air Force,
Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely,
That I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Jay.
Please be seated. Throughout the history of warfare, a general officer's personal flag symbolized leadership on the battlefield. The Air Force has incorporated the use of flags to signify the presence of a general officer. This flag is visibly displayed in the office of the general officer. To commemorate his promotion to Lieutenant General in the United States Air Force, we will now unfurl Lieutenant General Harris's 3-star flag. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant General Harris.
The Air Force Band, Air Force Honor Guard, the Chief of Staff promotions, what a special day. This is incredible. I don't think Lieutenant Harris would ever thought he would have made Lieutenant Colonel Harris, much less Lieutenant General Harris. So you can tell I'm a little bit overwhelmed here. This is amazing. This is incredible. Well, thank you for being here today. I know that you have a little bit of work and anything else to go back to take the time to do this one. Thank you. General Slade, throughout my career, you've been there for me. It's a great mentor. I don't know if let me associate you as a mentor or not, my actions or not, but thank you again for everything you did. You're a big part of mine here today. Just like all of you, I have two comments really. It's, one is going to be focused just on gratitude, and the other is on teamwork. So first, the gratitude piece. Captain Mia, Captain Salgado, you guys did a fantastic job planning this whole event, putting it all together. And I can't take credit for the Groundhog Day or anything else in the Friday. That's all you guys. Thank you so much for the hard work you did. Thank you to the band. I mean, you guys sounded great. This is wonderful. And it's incredible to have a friend and a neighbor, Kristen, come up here and just sing for us. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for that. In fact, we prayed for wisdom and intellect for me. You don't need Thank you for being here today. Deb, thanks for being here as well. And she, you know how much she needs me. Thank you again for being here as well. Hey, the rest of my teammates and everybody in the crowd here today. One of the things I'll tell you is that I think I was the world's greatest squadron commander ever known to man. And then when I became a group commander, the things that made me successful as a squadron commander, I took with me as group. And so I pulled all my squadron commanders together and worked through issues. And they finally pulled me aside and they said, "Hey, sir, wouldn't it be better, instead of you being a squadron commander again, you just give commanders?" Absolutely. So I took that from group command to wing command. I called all the group commanders, and boy, we wrote some fantastic commanders in tank. And they said at the end of it, "Wouldn't it be better as a wing commander if you gave us your vision and resourced us and let us come up with our own commanders in tank?" You're right. So the fact that I had great mentors and great leaders to help me keep my ears open and listen, and then kind of guide me along the way, has just been fantastic. But it's always been the team around me that's helped me pull those ideas together to do all the things that the chief is asking you to do. It's been that team, and the team of DCSs, the team of friends, family, network, everybody that's here today. Thank you for coming in from out of town, all the team from New York, up in Massachusetts, those that are streaming in right now, and then the family that drove in, just sincere gratitude. And the last part, like I said, is the teamwork piece. I wouldn't be here. You don't get promoted yourself. You get promoted because of the effort of the collaborative effort of everybody around you. And one person in particular, Eric, back there, Nielsen, what a great leader. You know, when you have a command team that you can work together with, you feed off of each other, and you kind of learn and grow together. That's Eric. So thanks again. Appreciate it. So with all of that, I know there's food in the back. Yeah, you can smell it. It's one of the things I worried about being up here, going, how much do I really talk when you can smell the food? I know there's an open bar. You can go out there and grab some drinks. But I really just did want to take an opportunity to go that I didn't get here myself. And the rank that's on me today comes with more responsibility. It's to be a louder voice for our airmen. So if the A5 is the voice of tomorrow's airmen, well, then I've got a louder voice with a couple extra stars to be able to do that work. So I'm looking forward to digging into some of these changes, working with all of you to make those changes happen. And I really count on all of you to help me get there. So when these changes that the bosses tell me to go do get really hard, and I come back and throw books down and have to sit down and crack open another bourbon. Thanks. That's all I have. Thank you. I appreciate it.
The men and women of the United States Air Force are proud of Lieutenant General Harris and look forward to working with him as he takes on new challenges. There will be a reception in the back of the room immediately following the ceremony. Please rise for the playing of the Air Force song. This concludes this afternoon's ceremony. Please join General and Mrs. Alvin in congratulating Lieutenant General and Mrs. Harris in the receiving line in front of the colors. Thank you for attending, and we wish you a pleasant day.